Hello Earthlings, I have tried to make this video 4 separate times and hopefully this is the final take and the take that you're seeing. Tanned, ripped dudes with ears. This is my January, February, March TBR. There are current reads, rereads, and then new books on this list. There's a little bit of classics, there's a little bit of nonfiction, there are dark fantasy and cozy fantasy books as well. The Library at Hellebore by Cassandra Khaw. Now this is a dark academia horror, and I thought it was fantasy when I first picked it up, but I'm actually very glad it's a horror book. So the main character in this book is kidnapped and then forced to enroll in an academy where there is monstrous beings and creatures. And at the end of the year, the teachers or administrators of this university start attacking the students, and the students have to work together to get out of the situation. I absolutely love dark gothic settings, so I'm very excited for this one. I do love horror. I don't read it as much as fantasy, but I really want to get into it this year. I'm honestly just waiting for a dark, stormy day where I can put some music on, light a couple candles, make some tea, and really get into this one because I really appreciate when my settings match the settings in the book, so I'm excited for this one. A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher. This is a dark fantasy retelling of the Brothers Grimm, The Goose Girl. The blurb is very vague on this one. It talks about an unusual mother and how this main character's mother is an evil sorceress. And you don't know me, but I do in fact have a very unusual mother. So I love when I can relate to characters through the lens of the relationship I have with my mother. Now, my mother is not an evil sorceress, but who knows, I could probably relate. I made a video on TikTok asking for a lot of book recommendations, and I got so many T. Kingfisher book recommendations. I haven't read many T. Kingfisher books. I have checked some out from the library, and I do own Nettle and Bone. However, I never finish the ones from the library because I'm a chronic DNFer, not because I don't like the books, but because I just get bored and I move on to something else, and it's a never-ending cycle for me. The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I actually did start this one a very long time ago, and I never really finished it. I don't remember much from it. I do know that it is about a woman that is having a mental breakdown. I just wasn't in the place to read this book at the time that I picked it up, but I am now, so I'm very excited to dive into this one. I do know Sylvia Plath does a lot of poetry, or did a lot of poetry, so I'm excited to dive into this one. Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. This is a classic, and I believe it is Jane Austen's take on the Gothic novel or a Gothic satire. There is social commentary, and it's a coming-of-age story with a little bit of romance. This past year, I was watching a Pride and Prejudice rendition, and I really wanted to compare the movie to the novel, but I couldn't because I didn't have the experience. So I made it a point to try and read all classics in 2025, and I failed miserably. However, I did get some Jane Austen books out of it, and I'm very excited to dive into this one. I absolutely love the Jane Austen movies. Now, people say there's 76, some people say there's 24, some people say there's 12. It's very inconsistent. Nobody can really agree about the definition of a Jane Austen movie because some people say it has to be a strict adaptation, and then some people say that it can be just inspired. Anyways, I can make a video on that if you want me to. I'm very opinionated when it comes to Jane Austen movies. Future editing Dawn here. I do want you to know I did in fact go on a rant about Jane Austen movies for about 10 minutes. The only thing you really need to know is my favorite one is Mansfield Park, 1999. Anyways, I will stop. I really love comparing books to movies, as you can probably tell from some of the items on my list or on my shelves. If you guys want a video about the Jane Austen novels and the movies and how they compare, I would love to make that because I am a very opinionated person when it comes to those. My neighbor is currently pulling out his motorcycle, so I will be taking a break, a tea break if you would, and I will talk to you guys in just a minute. So I've actually always wanted to drive a motorcycle, but hearing it every day in the morning is actually like getting on my nerves. No hate to him, but sometimes it's very frustrating to just like this rumbling deep from the earth. And I live in an area where there are earthquakes, so I constantly think like, oh my God, it's happening right now. It's happened. The big one is going to happen, and there is an earthquake happening. And no, it's actually my neighbor's motorcycle. So I'm currently reading 2 books, one every day and then one when I'm traveling. The Path of Thorns by A.J. Slatter. This is a gothic fantasy that really feels like a retelling or a fairy tale. The main character in this book is named Asher Todd, and she goes to the Morwood estate to be a governess, kind of. And there are a lot of themes of revenge in this book. There are dark themes, so I would do a little bit of research if you're going to go into this book, but I've been thoroughly enjoying it. There is a little bit of romance in this book, and it did take me by surprise because I was not expecting it.
What do you mean? What do you mean, Sire? What do you mean? Why? And it's just like, Sandra, was it important? Was it important? Why? If it wasn't important, why is it happening so early on?
So remember that. Just remember that. I'm on page 245, and I have really been enjoying it so far. There have been moments that really confused me, but I think that if you like a gothic fairy tale-like world, you would really enjoy this. Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. This is a contemporary fantasy, and there are witches. It's kind of spooky. It's set on the East Coast, and you may be wondering, Practical Magic, where have I heard that name? It's a movie. Now, the book is a little bit different than the movie. You have the base characters, Sally Owens, Gillian Owens, and then Sally's children. However, it is a little bit different. There are a lot of themes of family connection in this book, and mental health plays a huge role in this book, not so much the movie. I love the way that Alice Hoffman has approached mental health in this book because it's very similar to the way that I view mental health and I experience mental health. So I really, really love this one. On page 197, and I'm almost done with it. I have been reading this one in airports when I've been traveling, and I've really, really been enjoying it because you can pick it up and put it back down with ease. It's not a super complicated story, and it's really enjoyable. If you guys want, I will make review videos on both of these books, or if you have read them, I would like your thoughts down below because I really, really want to talk to somebody about these books, and no one around me has read them. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This is a dark academia fantasy, and it is set at Yale, where the main character is named Alex Stern. She is a very underprivileged girl who got a full ride, and she's kind of sucked into this world of the occult, secret societies, and ghostly happenings. Now, I'm not going to tell you a lot about this book because this is, in fact, my favorite book of all time. There are a lot of opinions on that. I am not here to make that video today, but I will. Third book is coming out fall 2026, and I'm very excited for it. So this is going to be my fourth reread of Ninth House. I'm going to read Hellbent again after that, and then hopefully by that time, the third book has come out. The Regency Fairy Tale series by Olivia Atwater. This series is cozy fantasy as well as romance. Now, I have read the first two books and I thoroughly enjoyed them. My favorite one is actually the second one, but I heavily relate to the main character in the first book. I do not want to spoil the first two books, but the book that I'm reading for the first time is Long Shadow by Olivia Atwater. It is the third and final book. The main character in this one is named Abigail Wilder, and with the help of her father, she is trying to figure out why all of these marriageable young ladies in London are dying. The love interest in this book is named Mercy. She is a street rat, is what they describe her as, and also she is a self-taught magician. This series is set in a Regency-inspired era, and there are fairies, and they are real fairies. There are small ones, there are big ones, there are mischievous ones. You will like it if you do like real, full-blown fairies. The Emily Wilde series by Heather Fawcett. The Emily Wilde series by Heather Fawcett is one of my all-time favorite series. I absolutely love the first book. It's another book where I really, really, really relate to the main character, and I will get into that if you guys want it. But this is a cozy fantasy to the max for me. There's a lot of fairies in this book, and again, they are real fairies. There's small ones, big ones. They're not just tanned, ripped dudes with ears. The first book is called The Encyclopedia of Fairies, and the main character in this book is named Emily Wilde. She is a professor at Cambridge, and she is writing her book, The Encyclopedia of Fairies, cue the name. It is very low stakes. There is a little bit of romance in this book, just a little peek for the first book, but I'm not going to go too much into it. I will be reading the third one for the first time. I have avoided it because I'm a little scared that I'm not going to like it because I have seen mixed reviews, but this is the month and this is the year that I will be reading it. Don't mind me. I'm having a tea break. I am sick right now. Goodbye, Earthlings. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed it. I do have a lot of videos coming in the future, and I really hope you stick around to watch those. I will be making videos on each of these books. If any of the books on my TBR interested you, please let me know down below, and hopefully you are the person that this video was for.